You love Warhammer, you love dice spikes, stupid hero moments, and watching a plan either come together or explode in your face. But here's the problem. You don't always have time, space, or brain power for a full 2,000 point game of Warhammer. So today, I've got 10 board games that can scratch the same itch as Warhammer, tactics, grim vibes, campaigns, big minis, but in boxes you can actually finish in a weeknight. So let's start with some lighter games and work our way to the full lifestyle game, the big monster behemoth of board games. Number 10, we'll start with the old classic Hero Quest. This is simply a dungeon crawl energy. One player runs the monsters, everyone else grabs a hero and starts opening doors. You got orcs, skeletons, furniture, treasure. It's basically a baby Warhammer Quest night. It's not super deep, but it's great if you just want to roll dice, kill monsters, and get non-Warhammer friends into the idea of fantasy adventures on a board. Coming in at number 9, we have Heroscape, Age of Annihilation. If Warhammer is a full war game, Heroscape is the training wheels version. You build 3D hex terrain, drop squads and heroes onto the map, and slam attack and defense dice into each other. There's no codex, no list app, just cards, dice, and positioning, and target priority all matter. It feels like a mini 40K table you can set up and tear down in a single evening. Now, for number 8, we'll go back to familiar territory. Warhammer Underworlds. Warhammer Underworlds is a small warband's tight hex board, card driving your objectives and tricks. Games are about 30 to 40 minutes, but every activation feels important. If you like the idea of competitive Warhammer, but don't want to paint 2,000 points and drag a table's worth of terrain around, Underworlds gives you that outplay your opponent with smart timing feel in a much smaller package. Coming in at number 7, Cthulhu, Death May Die. This is a fast co-op boss fight game. You and your friends are unstable investigators crashing cult rituals, dragging elder gods into reality, and then trying to beat them to death before they eat you. It plays like a side mission gone wrong. Your characters get stronger as they get more stressed and more insane. It's big plastic monsters, buckets of dice, and we will probably all die, but it'll be hilarious. If you like chaos, corruption, and over-the-top hero moments, this one is for you. Now at number 6, we have something a little different. We have Nemesis. You wake up on a ship full of aliens. The engines might be broken, the air might be on fire, and every player has secret objectives that might line up or completely clash. This feels like being stuck on an Imperial vessel that's gone full Tyranid bio-horror. You're managing noise, fires, doors, swarms, and whether you actually trust the guy who says he's just going to check the engines. If you enjoy the grimdark survival stories in 40K, Nemesis is the board game you should try. Now at number 5, we're going to get into a little campaign type board games. We're going to be talking about Gloomhaven, Jaws of the Lion. Something big, but also not as complex as the big brother Gloomhaven. Think of it like a contained Warhammer RPG campaign in a box. You pick a mercenary, learn your deck of ability cards, and play through a scenario book that slowly teaches you the rules. Positioning and card choices matter more than lucky dice. You're setting up combos, burning cards at the right time, and working together so everyone doesn't exhaust halfway through the map. If you like Crusade or Kill Team campaigns but want something easier to schedule with a small group of friends, Jaws of the Lion is a great fit for you. Now, at number 4, we have the big one. We have Gloomhaven. This is the full lifestyle game version, huge campaign, branching paths, sealed content, and a pile of character classes to unlock. For Warhammer players, this scratches the same itch as building and tuning a list over months. You unlock new characters, retired old ones, upgrade the city, and watch your decisions actually change the map. If you're the kind of player who loves thick rules, long arcs, and seeing a force evolve over time, this is basically a box campaign setting you can keep coming back to. Now, number 3 is Return to Dark Tower. On the table, it looks like a fantasy campaign map. In the center is a giant electronic tower that spits out skulls, quest, and punishment through and out. You're managing heroes and kingdoms around the map, dealing with spreading corruption and building up a final showdown. It feels like zooming out from a single Warhammer battle and asking, okay, what's happening to the whole region? If you like managing a sector or realm, not just one scrimmage, Return to Dark Tower gives you that big picture tension in a couple hours. At number 2, we're going back to the mortal realms with Warhammer Quest Dark Water. This is Warhammer Quest set in the flooded, Nurgle-rotted Jade Abbey. You pick a hero, dive into corrupted corridors, and fight through scenarios where the game runs the enemies for you. The vibe is peak AOS horror, and the campaign structure feels like a focused Warhammer story arc you can actually finish. If you already own paints and love the setting, Darkwater is the cleanest I want Warhammer, but smallest and faster option. The moment you've been waiting for. What is the number 1 board game close to Warhammer? It is Warhammer Quest, the Cursed City. At number 1, Cursed City is a full co-op campaign in a doomed city. You build a party of heroes, fight through streets and dungeons full of undead, and slowly push back against a vampire tyrant. It's grim, cinematic, and dripping with Warhammer flavor. You're leveling up, managing fear and influence, and trying not to wipe on a bad roll of dice right before the boss fight. If you want something that lives right between I'm painting a Soulblight army and I want a complete story in a box, Cursed City is the one. If this top 10 list gave you even one box you actually want to pull off the shelf between 40k games, hit subscribe so you don't miss the rest of this series. So grab a game, grab your dice, and I'll see you at the table.